Hello lovely people, welcome to the video. My name is Athena. I am a new writer working on my first book whilst homeschooling my two girls and being with them 24/7. And as of the past 2 weeks, I have also had a third person with me 24/7, that being my husband, because everyone has been sick. And my writing has just not, So basically, looking at my Scrivener now, I was like, let me check and see how long it's been since I wrote. I mean, I have been writing the past couple days. We'll get to that. I didn't write, looking at my Scrivener right now, I wrote on the 13th of January, 751 words. Then the 14th, I wrote 14 words somehow. And after that, nothing until the 26th of January. 12 days of literally no writing whatsoever. We were all sick. We even ended up in hospital. Well, not me. I was with hubby in the hospital. Just everything went wrong. And then, but of course this was like the first 5 days worth, 6 days worth. I then realized how easy it is to fall into the habit of not doing something. So I had a habit of writing every day, and I just had to write, even if it was just a few words. I had to open my Scrivener document, do some writing, work on my book, right? And then I would do my weekly updates. That was another thing I was in the habit of doing. And then suddenly we were super sick. That first week, the 1 week, I didn't do any writing, so there was no reason to update. Plus I was just super sick. Everyone was super sick. There was no way I could do that, right? No way I was writing, no way I was filming, no way I was doing anything. And then the next week, it was so easy to be like, I need some time off. I need to, today, an extra day of just reading, an extra day of just, doing other things. Got to a point where it was just so easy to not sit and write. It was easier to not do it rather than sit down and try and do it. So it was, until the 26th when I was like, okay, I haven't written in more than 10 days at this point. I need to do something. I was thinking about my story, but at the same time, it was just, I can't explain it. I couldn't get myself to sit down. I did. I managed to do that. I managed to get a good 2,000 words in that day when I did sit down. And as well as today is the 30th as I'm filming this, I have written, let me see. So I did 2,000 words, just over 2,000 words on the 26th, which is when I first sat down after my hiatus, so to speak. I did 1,450 words on the 27th. Didn't do much on the 28th. And then yesterday I did 1,700 words. With that being said though, these are scenes that I'm altering just a little bit. I'm changing a few things, moving around things, it's a bit of a developmental edit kind of thing. Adding a little bit of, information and just kind of bringing it where it has to be developmentally. I am struggling. I feel like my story is terrible. I feel like the story is terrible. I feel like my writing is terrible. I'm going through a very severe imposter syndrome because I'm guessing it's because I just spent so long out of the story maybe and kind of getting into it. I just feel like I'm no good. What am I even doing? Why would I think I can do this? I think I'm starting to get back into it and really kind of feel the story again. I have been struggling with feeling like it's just no good. This is no good. Why would I think I can write a book? And I think that's kind of what comes down to a little bit, what I've kind of understood from all of this. The way my brain works, the way I function with my writing, I need to be in it at all times. I need to have a habit of writing every day. I need to just be in the process constantly. The moment I'm thrown out of it for whatever reason, 1 or 2 days is fine. That's normal, but the 12, 13 days that it took for me to actually sit down again and write, I feel like I lost momentum. I feel like I lost the faith I had in myself that I could write a book for some reason. I don't know why, because technically I didn't do any writing in November, but I was working on the book. I was brainstorming. I was plotting. I was, outlining. I was setting everything up. So I was still working on it. I was still in it. The past 12 days, 13 days that I wasn't writing, I was doing nothing. I didn't even open Scrivener. I did nothing. I have just been struggling these past 4 days now that I've kind of been getting back into it to find I don't know, the belief that this is a good book in any way, shape, or form. And I know it's a good story because I know I've had so many ups and downs. And everyone does, every writer does. You can go through this phase where you hate what you're writing, and then you go through a phase where you absolutely love what you're writing, and then it's constant up and down. I've gone through phases where I really love my book and I really like it, and I'll go back to reading it and I'll really enjoy it. Like, I've been getting back into writing. How I got back into it was by reading what I wrote, okay? So I was reading the scene as I had written it in draft 2, and then I was kind of reworking it and fixing up some minor things and rewriting it for draft 3. There were, like, I would say I have written, at this point, I think I've written 3 scenes over the course of 3 days. I really enjoyed reading them. Like, I liked the whole concept. I think only half of one of them was like a bit, I wasn't crazy about it, but that had to do with the other things. I enjoyed the reading part, and then when I started writing, I was just like, what am I even doing? Like, I can't write a, what? I can write a book? I can't write a book. And it's very daunting. It's very daunting when your own thoughts are kind of against you in this kind of process. I was watching Brandon Sanderson's lectures. He's filming them this year and he's uploading them every week. So I've been watching those, and that kind of gave me a bit of a push. It's kind of bringing back the excitement and how can I explain it? Like the faith that I can do this, that I might have to force myself a little bit right now to get back into it, but I am starting once more to get back into the story and really see what little things I need to tinker with, what little things I need to fix to bring the story where I want it to be at this stage. And I also need to remind myself at all times that I'm still in draft 3. Yes, draft 3, a lot of people hear that and say, oh wow, like 3 drafts, that's, it is a full rewrite. It is still a developmental edit, full rewrite, where I am creating new scenes from scratch. So there are a ton of new scenes that have been our first draft scenes, basically. And there will be more. Like, my ending will be all of that. I have to say, as I'm slowly progressing again, yesterday this happened to me. I started feeling like I was connecting the pieces to the ending. The ending suddenly started like really coming to shape. Like, it started really, I could picture it fully and see what I wanted to change, what I wanted to add, how it needed to, what it was going to become based on how the story is now all coming to, becoming like one nice timeline, one cohesive story. So, with all that being said, because I feel like I've been talking nonstop, I did not write for 12 days straight. I hated it, and I wanted to get back into writing, but then my brain thought it was way easier to just not, and I didn't. And I hated that even more. And now I'm forcing myself into it, because sometimes you just have to push. It's not about waiting for inspiration. It's not about waiting for like the right timing. I don't have right timing, okay? I have 2 children who do not let me do anything half the time. Not in a bad way, or, they're kids. They have needs. They want their mom, all that. Plus having hubby at home. He was sick, so it's not like he was home helping me. He was home and actually needed care, so that's the thing. It has been interesting. I am going to, and the funny thing is I had made this whole thing in the previous video where I was like, I'm gonna start doing like proper writing vlogs, that kind of thing. Yeah, no. Anyway, this is the update right now. I am getting back into it. I am going to move forward, hopefully with another with an actual writing vlog coming after this video. Yeah. Homeschooling is going to start now as well. I lost a huge chunk of like the free or holiday time, basically, that I could have done things because I didn't have the planning, the teaching, all that. It is what it is. Life does not follow exactly what you want. Like, there are always going to be things in the way, and you just have to kind of work around them when you really, really want to do something. I really want to write this book. I want to finish writing this book. I want to get it, it's getting published, okay? I'm saying that. It sounds weird, but I have to start, willing it into, I need to find an agent. I need to get it published. That is my goal. In all reality, I have to say, and I'm not going to really go into depth in this now, I'm just going to end the video at this point. I know that if I can't find an agent, I would probably contemplate self-publishing at some stage, but I think the first step would be finding an agent, going through that, We'll see. We shall see. It is a journey. It is a journey. Let's get to a point where we can actually contemplate querying, and then we'll see. For now, we're still in developmental edits. We're still writing. We're working on the story. Yeah. I'll see you guys in the next one.